In today's video, I'm breaking down episode 1 of Teach You a Lesson, the intense Netflix drama where a government inspector is allowed to literally fight back against school bullies. This first episode is brutal, emotional, and sets up the entire conflict of the series. Let's go step by step through what happens, what it means, and why this update hits so hard. Episode 1 opens at Dehan High School with a shocking scene. Student Park this up jumps from the school building, ending his life in front of his classmates. We then see a flashback showing how they should become the new outcast. He tried to stand up when the bully Liu Jun Hyung disrespected a temporary teacher, and that single act of courage ruined his life. Jun Hyung and his group turned Daesuk into their main target, constantly humiliating and tormenting him. Meanwhile, another student, Gyong Min, who used to be the outcast, is temporarily spared, but he watches everything helpless. The teacher know what's happening, but they are terrified of Jun Hyung's powerful father, Assemblyman Min Kwang Pil, a politician who can make any problem disappear. When they stop dies, Gyong Min briefly hopes that the bullies will finally be punished, but because they are minors and protected by power, nothing happens. The system completely fails. After Daesok's death, Jun Hyung and his fathers go straight back to bullying, and Gyung Min becomes their target again. The abuse gets so bad that Gyung Min considers ending his own life from the rooftop, just like Daesok. He steps up to the ledge, overwhelmed by fear and despair, but panics and backs away at the last moment. One day, in the hallway, Jin Hyung's friend Gwang Soo, depending on translation, beats Gyungmin brutally while other students just watch and do nothing. It's treated like a joke. This is the moment the story changes. Someone finally intervenes. Suddenly, a man in a black suit appears. Na Hua Jin. He doesn't introduce himself with light words. He steps in and physically fight back, beating Wang Su in front of everyone. Jun Hyung immediately tries to twist the situation, accusing Hua Jin of assault and telling students to record the incident on their phones. But Hua Jin refuses to back down. He hits Guang Su again and finally reveals who he is, an inspector from the Educational Right Protection Bureau, or ERPB. He explains that ERPB is a newly formed government agency under the Ministry of Education, created because school violence is out of control and teachers have lost authority. The ERPV has fully legal authority to punish bullies and deal with corrupt schools using any method necessary, including physical force. Right away, Wazin starts calling out the principal and the teachers, accusing them of bribing the police and building Daesok's case to protect Jun Hyung and his father. Wazin then takes over Daesok's class as the new homeroom teacher. During his first introduction, he asked the student what they think about Daesok's death. One student makes a cruel joke, so Wazin instantly punishes him and the entire class, sending a message the era of unchecked bullying is over. Jun Hyung tries to challenge Wajin's authority, reminding everyone of his father's influence, but Wajin makes it very clear political power will not protect you anymore inside this school. In the cafeteria, Jun Hyung causes trouble by contaminating the food, trying to create chaos, so he is still in control. Hwajin catches him and forces him to clean up, humiliating him in front of other students. When Jun Hyung runs home to complain, his father Min Kwang Pil angrily confronts Wazin, threatening him. Wazin doesn't flinch. He even brings Jun Hyung back to school and makes him clean the toilets, pushing back against both the bully and the politician behind him. In a twisted move, Jun Hyung then injures himself on purpose and tries to frame Hwa Jin for abuse, hoping to use his victim status to take the inspector down. The next day, Min Kwang Pil arrives at the school trying to use his political power to crush Hua Jin and protect his son. However, this time the power balance plays secret information about Min Kwang Pil's crimes, corruption, and scandals is like destroying his public image. He is exposed, ultimately arrested, losing the protection that kept his son untouchable. With the father taken down, Jun Hyung's bullying history is revealed to everyone. Without his family's power, he suddenly becomes the new target at school. This is a key theme of the episode. When unfair power is removed, those who abused it have to face the consequences. Meanwhile, Jun Hyung's friend attacked Young Min again, blaming him for the ERPV's involvement in their downfall. Young Min goes to the rooftop ready to end his life, feeling guilty that he couldn't save the sock and that everything is his fault. Wazin finds him there and stops him, telling him directly that he must keep fighting and that the blame belongs to the people who hurt their sock, not to him. Back at school, Young Min continues to struggle with guilt for surviving when Desal didn't. Was its role here isn't just physical protection, he also tries to restore the student's sense of justice and self worth. Unable to accept responsibility and losing all his power, Jun Hyung snaps. He tries to burn down the classroom, pouring flammable liquid around it. With his former friends trapped inside, he wants to destroy everything rather than face his action. Wazin intervenes, stops the fire, and forces Jun Hyung to confront what he has done. Not only now, but in the past, Jun Hyung finally breaks down when he realizes that full extent of his cruelty toward Desok. A flashback reveals that Desok and his father had tried to report Jun Hyung's bullying and the damage he did to their family business, but the school ignored them because Min Kwang feels influence. Jun Hyung even told Desok to die to save his father, and Desok believed him. In the present, Wazin tells Jun Hyung he must live with the regret and the consequences of his actions. Jun Hyung and his friends are arrested, and Desok's case is finally reopened. The ERPV gets its first major victory. The bully and the corrupt politicians are both brought down, and the school system is forced to confront what it allowed to happen. And this episode ends with a quiet but important moment. Wazin and his colleague visit the grave of Choi Ga Yung, referred to in some recaps as Choi Ga Un, hinting at a deeper personal reason behind the Wazin's work and the creation of ERPB. This suggests that the fight against school violence is not just a political, it is deeply personal for Wazin and the people behind the bureau, setting up the emotional backbone for future episodes. Episode 1 closes on the idea that school is supposed to be about educational and respect, not fear and violence. And when the system fails, someone has to step in and teach a lesson to those who abuse their power. That's the full breakdown of Teach Your Lesson, episode 1. If you found this recap helpful, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. So, an inspector like wasn't exist in real life? Or is his method too extreme? Which moment from episode 1 shocked you the most? I'll be covering the next episode soon, so stay tuned for more K drama explanations. Bye bye. Thank you so much for watching the video. Bye.